Picture this. You finally did it. After years of grinding, you open your laptop, check your latest pay stub, and there it is. Your salary has finally crossed into the six-figure territory. You are officially making $120,000 a year, which breaks down to a beautiful, clean $10,000 a month. Growing up, you were told that making 10 grand a month was the absolute finish line. That's wealthy territory, right? But cut to the 28th of the month. You are sitting in the driver's seat of your slightly too expensive mid-size SUV, staring at your banking app on your phone, and you have exactly $342 left to your name. You have zero emergency fund. Your credit card balance is slowly creeping up, and you are one unexpected medical bill away from a complete financial meltdown. You make more money than 80% of the country, yet you feel completely suffocated and paralyzed. Okay, that's literally me. Or at least it's the exact reality for millions of Americans right now who are trapped in the high-income, low-net-worth illusion. My name is Nash, and I spend way too much time thinking about the hidden math and psychological traps designed to keep the working class completely broke. If you're someone who makes good money but still feels like you're completely drowning in the rat race, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Here's the thing. Society has completely lied to you about what six figures actually means in today's economy. We have this outdated 1990s script running in our heads that $10,000 a month means you have made it. But let's look at the brutal, undeniable math of a $120,000 salary, because this is where the illusion completely falls apart. You see a top-line number of $10,000 a month, but your bank account never actually sees that money. First, the government takes its cut. Between federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, you are immediately losing about 30% of that income. Right off the bat, your $10,000 is now $7,000. Then you have your basic employer health insurance and maybe a modest 5% 401k contribution. Boom. You are now looking at roughly $6,300 of actual usable take-home pay. Now look, $6,300 is still a solid amount of money, but here is exactly how the system mathematically bleeds you dry. Because you now make six figures, you subconsciously believe you need a six-figure lifestyle. So you ditch the roommates and rent a luxury one-bedroom apartment downtown for $2,400 a month. Because you have a nice apartment, you can't be seen driving a beat-up older car, so you go to the dealership and finance a $45,000 vehicle. That's a $700 monthly payment plus another $200 for full coverage insurance. You also have that mandatory $600 student loan payment from the degree that got you this job in the first place. Add in $800 for groceries and eating out because you work 50 hours a week and are too exhausted to cook. Throw in $300 for utilities, Wi-Fi, and cell phone, and maybe $400 for going out with friends or buying new clothes for the office. If you are following the math, your $6,300 take-home pay is completely gone. You have practically nothing left. You are making $120,000 a year and you are living paycheck to paycheck. This is where it gets interesting and honestly deeply psychological. This phenomenon is known as Parkinson's law. In behavioral finance, Parkinson's law states that your expenses will always organically rise to exactly meet your income. When you made $50,000 a year, you survived. When you got bumped to $80,000, you thought you would save the difference, but you just bought nicer groceries, took a slightly better vacation, and moved to a better zip code. Now you make $120,000 and you are just as broke as you were at 50 grand, just in a nicer car and with better clothes. The system is perfectly engineered to trigger what I call the "I deserve it" trap. You work incredibly hard, you sit in traffic, you deal with a stressful boss, you answer emails at 9 p.m. So when a weekend rolls around, you tell yourself, I work hard, I deserve this $150 dinner. I deserve this $4,000 vacation on my credit card. The system wants you to medicate your work-induced exhaustion with consumerism. The credit card companies, the landlords, and the auto lenders don't want you to build wealth. They want to perfectly capture the spread between what you earn and what you spend. They are turning your hard work into their corporate profits. Now, you might be thinking, but Nash, if I make $120,000 a year, I should be able to afford a nice apartment and a reliable car. What is the point of making good money if I have to live like a broke college student forever? Here's what most people don't realize. It is not about whether or not you can afford the monthly payment. It is about the massive, hidden opportunity cost of inflating your lifestyle too early. Let me explain. Every single time you upgrade your lifestyle to match your income, you are resetting your wealth building timeline back to zero. Imagine your income is a ladder, and every time you climb a rung, you strap a 20-pound weight of new liabilities to your back. Sure, you're higher up the ladder, but you are just as exhausted and one slip away from falling all the way to the bottom. Let's say instead of buying that $45,000 car and that luxury $2,400 apartment, you kept your expenses exactly the same as when you were making $80,000. You kept the old reliable car, you stayed in the modest apartment, and you've suddenly had an extra $1,500 of pure surplus cash every single month. If you took that $1,500 and aggressively invested it into a basic S&P 500 index fund, assuming an average historical return of 8%, over 20 years, that money turns into over $880,000. And over 30 years, it explodes into over $2.2 million. By choosing the luxury apartment and the new car today, you aren't just spending a few $1,000s. You are mathematically robbing your future self of over $2 million. You are trading multi-generational freedom for leather seats and a marble kitchen island. So, how do we fix this? How do you actually keep the money you're making and escape the high earner trap? It requires a complete psychological reset. You have to aggressively decouple your income from your lifestyle. First, you need to create artificial scarcity. If you want to build wealth, you cannot leave your surplus cash sitting in your checking account. If you see it, you will spend it. The second your paycheck hits on the 1st and the 15th, you need automated transfers to sweep your investment money completely out of sight. You need to pay your future self before the auto lender, the landlord, and the restaurant even get a chance to look at your money. Force yourself to live on the remainder. Second, you must institute a strict freeze on your lifestyle creep. The next time you get a raise, a bonus, or a promotion, you do not go car shopping. You do not start browsing Zillow for a bigger house. You take 100% of that new money and you direct it straight into your investments or towards paying down debt. You must learn to derive your dopamine from watching your net worth grow rather than unboxing a new consumer product. The reality is, making $10,000 a month does not make you rich. It simply gives you the tools to become rich if you have the discipline to use them correctly. The system is perfectly designed to keep you on a high-speed financial treadmill, running yourself to the point of exhaustion just to pay for a lifestyle you barely have time to enjoy. But once you see the math, you can't unsee it. You have the power to step off the treadmill. Stop letting society dictate what a six-figure life should look like. Take control of your surplus, stop inflating your lifestyle, and aggressively buy your life back. You owe it to your future self.